Hi everybody, this is Bill from Fit and 50 Plus, and what you're looking at right now is the Garmin Forerunner 935. If you've watched any of my previous videos, you know that this is the watch that I use every day. I have the black version, but I got these neat yellow bands for Christmas, and I really like them. I think they are really cool to look at. Makes the watch pop. You can always trade back in the black bands if you want to take it to the office or something like that. So I want to just touch on a couple of brief things regarding this watch. I don't want it to be too boring, so I'll try and get through them as quick as possible. Basically, the watch itself is a Phoenix 5 in a plastic case. It's much lighter. It is waterproof to 50 meters, which is great. And it does everything that the Phoenix 5 does. I had a Phoenix 5 back when they first released, but what I found was the watch itself was a little bit too heavy, and particularly when I was sleeping. So as far as sleep tracking was concerned, it would wake me up 2 or 3 times a night, so that was no good. I haven't had that issue with this at all. It's much lighter. Like I said, it's a plastic body, and as you can see, very, very thin. There's no protrusion of the heart rate monitor at all, and it rests perfectly on my wrist. It doesn't bother me one bit. So I have no issues at all as far as that is concerned. Let's see here. This has Wi-Fi built in, which is cool. Only the Sapphire versions of the Phoenixes have the Wi-Fi built in. It's not really a deal breaker probably, but it is kind of neat that when I come in for a run, as soon as I walk in my door, I don't even have to think to open up the app and sync the workout to my Garmin Connect account. It does it automatically. That's kind of neat. This has had significant firmware upgrades over the past 6 months. I've had this since April, I think, and it's received the rep counting and the strength training workout, which is kind of neat. Not always completely accurate, but it is kind of cool. They are adding things and adding features to the watch throughout the year, which you would expect with the price tag of $499. It also has the stress tracking that's been added, which is also excellent. It delivers advanced performance metrics through first beat technology. I have the Garmin running pod, and with that you get ground contact times, you get oscillation, vertical ratios. You can now get the Garmin power rating, which is something that I've looked into. I'm not quite sure I understand it yet, but with the R-Pod attached and the watch, it delivers those types of metrics. Things that are a little bit beyond probably what most people need. I do use some of them, but not all of them certainly. But it is kind of cool that it does deliver that. This thing pairs with the Garmin Try and Run chest straps, and like I said, the R-Pod as well, and it gives you all those advanced metrics. Just for the physical layout, like I said, as far as the Phoenix is concerned, as you can see, you've got the 2 buttons on the right side of the watch. The start-stop button, which is how you launch your activities. You got a back button. You've got the up and the down button, and you've got the light button, which also, if you press and hold that, takes you to your quick menu, so which is kind of cool. On the back side, of course, you've got the optical heart rate monitor, which I find to be pretty accurate. Even when you're doing kind of non-steady state cardio activities. It's not too bad. I do pair it when I do strength training with a Scosh Rhythm Plus, and it does just great as far as that's concerned. Now on the downside, what I will say is that this is my third unit since I purchased it in April. And the reason that I've gone through 3 units is that the buttons themselves, if you notice, they don't really have the same type of housing around them as you'd see in the Phoenix series, and they went soft on me. The buttons went soft, and because of that, they never stopped working, but I really had to mash down on them to get them to work. And I have gone through 2, and this is the 3rd unit. I've had this one for about a month. I got an email from Garmin. They told me that they corrected the issue through a machining process, and I should have no further issues with the buttons going soft. We'll see what happens. I'll certainly put an update out there if that is not the case. The other downside or drawback, you might say, is that there are no discounts to be found. A lot of the other leading watches had discounts this past holiday season. You didn't see that with the 935. $499 was pretty much the locked-in price. And finally, there's really no color variations. You can buy the black version with the black bands, and you can get the replacement straps that are this neon yellow, or you can buy the neon yellow version stock and get the black replacement bands. But besides that, you're not going to find a lot of interchangeability or customization with the bands themselves. Of course, it does use the Connect IQ app, so you can customize the actual watch faces. There are a ton of watch faces. I like this one. I don't remember what it's called, but you know, you can install literally tons of different watch faces. I've got several already installed here. If I can get this thing to work. Watch face. You know, I've got something like this. You can go with a more minimalistic design or some other type of analog designs, or you can just go with one of these, and then of course it comes preloaded with a whole bunch of different watch faces as well if you want to be a little more conservative. Customization with the watch faces and with the data fields and the applications are just second to none as far as this is concerned. So besides that, I really have nothing else negative to say about this thing. I love the watch. I use it every day. I hardly ever take it off my wrist. Let me give you a shot of what it looks like on the wrist. On the wrist, as you can see, I don't have big wrist or small wrist. I think mine are kind of medium, but as far as the wrist look is concerned, it does pretty well. So like I said, this is the Garmin 935. Great watch. It's expensive. If you're just looking for basic information, it's probably too much watch for you. But if you're doing strength training, running, triathlon, all that type of thing, it is the watch to get. I would highly recommend it. With that, I'll say that if you like the video, please hit that like button. You can subscribe to my channel as well, and that would be awesome. If you have any comments, please leave them, and I will be sure to get back to you. Again, this is Bill from Fit and 50 Plus.